On the show today, one Liberty athlete is up for a prestigious award, and basketball season is nearly upon us. We'll show you where the Flames have been picked to finish.
Plus, I sit down with women's soccer coach Langley Wedemeyer to learn more about how he leads the Lady Flames. It's all ahead. This is Game On.
What is up? Welcome to your home away from home. This is Game On. As always, I'm Matt Warner. He's Rhett McGibbon, and we're going to have a good time today.
Oh, we sure are. Bobby Bullock is going to join us for a fun segment in just a bit. But first, we start with the Liberty Flame receiving a great honor.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Serena Barr graduated back in the spring. She was a great field hockey player here at Liberty. But her time being recognized for what she did as a Flame, not through just yet. On Sunday, she attended an event hosted by the NCAA to name the Woman of the Year, the top collegiate honor any female athlete could receive. During her career at Liberty, Serena Barr excelled on the field, but she also excelled in the classroom and in her service to others. It was for these reasons that she was named a top 9 finalist for the NCAA's Woman of the Year award, the first Liberty female athlete to ever be a finalist for this honor.
Getting selected for the top 30 and then the top 9, it's just been a total whirlwind, and definitely something that I'm so thankful for and so honored to have gotten to this point. Especially seeing, you know, so many Liberty athletes and the amazing things they're doing. But I think it's such an honor for the school as well, because, you know, it's because of them that I'm here. You know, they gave me the opportunity to play at a collegiate level. They made it possible for me to both play, study hard, and then be able to be involved in the community. You know, they make it so easy for you to be able to do those things alongside each other. They help you, they pour into you and make it possible. So it's definitely something that, you know, has to come back to Liberty, and, you know, it's on their shoulders why I'm here. Barr,
who is currently studying for her master's degree in England, would be invited along with the other 8 finalists to a banquet hosted by the NCAA in Indianapolis, where the winner would be revealed.
This is definitely something I want to be able to be at, you know, something that just such a celebration of everything that's happened the past 4 years. Just seeing all the different nominees from different backgrounds, different sports, you know, different places, you know, like everyone doing amazing work and achieving such amazing things. It was like, wow, it's such an honor to be in this process.
With her family from Ireland in attendance, Barr, along with the other finalists, would be given the chance to speak to the audience. And that would give Serena an opportunity to discuss her missions work in Uganda and her hope of going back there to help the less fortunate.
Going to Uganda at such a young age, I saw, you know, what life is like for the majority of the world. And I really wanted to, you know, educate myself and equip myself to be able to give children the opportunity to play sport, to get an education, to get past the first 5 years of life without dying because of malnutrition, you know, so that is what really drives me.
Then it was time for the announcement of the winner of the NCAA Woman of the Year.
Lizzie Christ.
The night may not have ended with Serena on stage, but the honor of being in the top 9 and the experience of being involved in the process was one she'll never forget.
It was an amazing weekend, definitely. Like, so much went into it, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to have been here and just meet some amazing people who are doing amazing things. You know, tonight was just a celebration of so many girls who are doing just fabulous things with their lives, and it's just an honor to be among some of those girls to just enjoy that celebration.
And now as the book officially closes on her time as an NCAA student athlete, Liberty is grateful to have had her represent the university, just as she's grateful for all the memories made and lives impacted.
I just think, you know, every stepping stone along the last 4 years has been such an experience, a learning curve, and I'm so thankful for every single, you know, up, down, victory, loss, everything that, you know, shaped me into who I am today. And I think, you know, going forward, it'll definitely, you know, it's life lessons that I'll bring into the future, whatever I face.
Yeah, right. You know, I was lucky enough to be at that event. Obviously, Serena, very impressive in all she's done here, but also just the top 9 finalists in general. Just the selfless attitude those girls had, always looking to help others. Really impressed with that group, and congrats to all of the finalists, certainly.
I know definitely for me, I'm going to miss watching Serena play and her sister as well. Best of luck to them in the future.
Great family.
Well, let's turn our attention to football, where the Flames traveled to New Jersey to take on the Monmouth Hawks. The Flames were looking to get back in the win column after a tough stretch on the schedule. It was homecoming for the Hawks, and the Flames would quiet down the crowd quickly. Opening drive would get it done on the ground as Frankie Hickson along with Mosley would pick up 61 yards on the 10-play drive, with Hickson taking it to pay dirt. Monmouth wouldn't waste any time responding, however. Guerrero would return the ensuing kickoff for a 95-yard return. It was the longest kickoff return in Monmouth history. Then the Hawks would begin to go on a tear after that. They would convert on a 4th down. That would enable Lonnie Moore to run it on a 12-yard TD that would give them a 21-7 lead. Second half, the Flames would put on the rally caps. Down 49-19, the Flames would score 3 times in less than 6 minutes. Gandy Golden would find the end zone twice, while Damian King would connect for his 3rd touchdown of the season. Unfortunately, the rally wouldn't be enough as Monmouth would come out on top, winning 56-39. Here to break down the results is Matt Werner and head coach Turner Gill.
Yeah, thank you, Rhett. Standing by with Coach. Coach, I appreciate you making time for us, first
Good
of
to be
all.
here again.
Second week in a row, you guys made a real rally in the second half, showed some fight in the second half. That's the positive. The negative, you dug yourself a hole in the first half. What do you feel like needs to change in half number 1 so you don't have to kind of dig your way out in the second half?
Well, I think the one thing is there's been a loss, a little bit of focus. I'd say in that second quarter, in the last 2 ball games, our guys are losing their focus as far as what they need to do, how they need to do it, and when they need to do it. So we're going to try to address that in certain ways, where they're talking to our players during that period of time, maybe really focus on it, and including myself, maybe more involved in talking to our players, since that's been one area. Again, the second quarter has been a little demise for us as far as trying to move forward. But all the other areas, the first quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter, we've been doing pretty good.
Now, I know the last month hasn't gone the way you would have liked it to. You've talked a lot since you've been here about it's more than just coaching these players, more than just wins and losses. You're trying to make men out of them. You're trying to grow them in their faith. How do you kind of speak to them during this time? What do you try to instill in your players when they hit adversity like they have the last few weeks?
Well, you always talk about keep the faith. You talk about trusting the Lord. You start talking about the people that help you to get to where you're at today. Continue to talk to your coaches. We're all in this together. We keep working at it. Just like anything in life, you continue to work at it. You choose the areas that you need to improve on, and then you need to get those corrected. You address it. You keep moving forward. You keep trusting the process. Keep trusting each other, and see what happens.
Sophomore quarterback Buckshot Calvert, we've talked a lot about him. 5 touchdowns in this past ball game. Now just 3 away from tying the single-season Liberty record for touchdown passes in a season. What have you seen from him in the growth on the field, but also, and you know yourself as a former quarterback, people are looking to you maybe to be that leader, even as a sophomore. What do you want to see from him in that regard as well?
Well, I think that's part of the journey. How can he continue to be a leader as far as speaking to the team during the game, after the game, before the game, and that's still maturing. Again, I'm not saying he has to change in his how he's made as a person, his personality. You know, he is who he is. But there are times at that point that you may need to speak up to your team in a positive way, continue to keep them energized and continue to have them process everything and get a better execution on the football field. Sometimes it's still also just mention something to the defense. You as an offensive player just touch the base with your defense and vice versa. So we're in that learning phase, continuing through our whole football team. I feel good about it, and I think our fans can stay tuned. And again, I think let's finish the season out in the right way.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck this week, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you, and to God be the glory.
Yep. Rhett, back over to you.
Thank you, Matt. The Liberty Flames men's basketball team took part in the Big South Media Day this past week. The Flames enter this season with a tremendous amount of excitement after a successful 2016-2017 season in which Liberty won 21 games and advanced to the quarterfinal of the CIT tournament. The Flames are getting some love as the conference announced the preseason all-conference teams. The Flames had Georgie Pacheco, who averaged 8.6 points per game and had a total of 27 steals on the second team. Joining him there was Ryan Kemwright, who averaged 13.3 points per game while shooting just over 42% from beyond the arc. With last year's success and 10 returners on the roster, the Flames were voted 3rd in this year's Big South preseason poll. Sitting atop the poll is UNC Asheville with 23 first-place votes. Second overall would be Winthrop, who won the Big South tournament last year. Coach McKay not too worried about his preseason poll position. He is focused on improving the team's 14-4 conference record from a year ago.
I literally pay no attention to it. So it doesn't, great, we're third, but they don't give you the award at the beginning of the season. They give it to you at the end. So I feel like our program's on the upward climb, and love the group that we have, and we'll see where this shakes out.
As for the Liberty women, they were predicted to finish second in the Big South this season, behind only Radford. It's the 20th time in the past 21 seasons that the Lady Flames have been picked inside the top 2. Meanwhile, sophomore sensation Kian Green was voted first team All-Big South. The Lady Flames still a young team, but they do return 88% of their sroring from a season ago, and with that youth comes a lot of excitement.
We're just loaded in the freshman and sophomore classes, and there's a lot of energy with that. If you can get that energy and those ladies that are very talented to play their very best, then you can make a championship team that will start a winning tradition, and we'd like to get that back.
Well, joining us now is Bobby Bullock. And Bobby, the men's basketball team had their picture day recently, and we're fortunate enough to have you there taking it all in.
Well, Rhett, they always say that it takes, a guy 5 to 10 minutes to get ready?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for us women, that's not always the case. But rumor has it that some of these guys got prepared as early as the night before. Take a look. Who on this team do you think took the longest amount of time to get ready today?
Cuffy.
Cuffy, that was a quick answer. Why?
I didn't even have to answer that. My roommate, Elijah Cuffy, he was up at like 5 a.m. looking in the mirror.
Is this just a photo shoot thing, or is this kind of every practice that he's getting this long?
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice for Cuffy.
I heard I was being told that I took a long time, but it has to be Zay.
I wasn't going to tell you, but a lot of people said you.
But, everybody else got their haircut today. I don't feel bad about that.
Oh, everyone did, or just you? Which teammate of yours do you think has the best shoe game?
I'm not a big shoe head, so I don't know.
You're not really big into shoes.
Yeah, I'll wear size 18 shoes. You don't get a whole lot.
Size 18, wow.
Kim Wright. I think Kim Wright has a grown man kind of shoe game.
I say Lavelle. Lavelle. Yeah, it's got to be Vel. I
think Ryan's got some good ones. Those Kobe's?
He has tons of Kobe's. He has tons of Kobe's. So I guess I'm still going to go with Vel.
But on the roster, you're one of the only guys listed below 6 foot. But I would say that some of your teammates are flirting with the line a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so as well, yeah.
Who would you care to say that, might be flirting with the line?
Maybe Ryan Hippler. I think he wears some insoles, so that might give him an inch or two, but without shoes, I might have him beat.
You had to switch wardrobes with one of the coaches on staff here. Who would you least want to switch with?
Probably have to go with Coach Susi. Coach Susi, I think, because I got some pictures of Coach Seuss on the bench with khakis, and when he lifts his pants up, no socks.
Ooh.
Probably Coach McKay. Coach McKay, yeah. He wore that match black with navy.
Lavelle needs to help him.
Yeah, but Lavelle needs help.
You just took your picture. Did you go with the smile or the game face?
Had to go with the smile. Just always want to look nice for the camera.
Thanks again to the men's basketball team for giving us a behind-the-scenes look at what photo day is all about. Now, Rhett, I do have to give a shout-out to Keegan McDowell.
Okay.
Apparently, he was in charge of giving everybody haircuts, making sure everyone was looking sharp the day before.
Fresh fades.
Definitely.
Nice.
I think we might have found someone to help you out with your hair, too.
I'm always looking for a way to save a time.
I think so.
Well, coming up, I sit down with first-year women's coach Langley Wedemeyer, and we light the fuse on another warm, hot, and in fuego. Don't go anywhere. Game On is coming right back.
You have learned not just how to make a living, but also how to live. You have learned from the teachings of Jesus to live your lives by the great commandment, love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbors as yourselves. Liberty's mission is to train young people to succeed in every profession and to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world.
The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. As long as you have pride in your beliefs, courage in your convictions, and faith in your God, then you will not fail.
I used to watch the medical shows on TV when I was younger, and I wanted to be like the doctors and the nurses. But I think nursing was a really good fit for me because of the holistic approach that they take. There was a point in my nursing career that I was ready to go back. I actually remember 2 patients in particular telling me that they could see me doing more. The FNP DNP program is obtaining a family nurse practitioner degree. The DNP is the Doctor of Nursing Practice. My husband and I love to go on mission trips, and we've been on a few medical mission trips. And I believe that the FNP DNP degree will really open up the door on the mission field a lot more. I think there was a few things that stood out on this campus. Number one, how kind people were to each other and how much the faculty truly cared for us as students, wanting us to succeed in pursuing higher education.
So I grew up in a Christian home. I was just kind of wishy-washy doing the Christian kid sort of thing up through 11th grade, where I had a friend basically convert out of Christianity. It rocked my world a little bit. I wasn't exactly sure that people could actually do that, so it kind of put me on a little bit of a quest for truth for myself. I went to a Christian concert, and there was a tent sponsored by Liberty, and he was like, you could sign up for this scholarship drawing that we have. As I signed up for the scholarship, I myself sent a prayer up, and a couple of songs later, they announced that I had won a $16,000 scholarship. I'd always kind of wanted to be an RA, and as I stepped into the role of prayer leader, it seemed logical to progress to another level, to spiritual life coach, and then to resident assistant. My experience at Liberty has been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Hey, welcome back to the show. It was a homecoming of sorts when Liberty hired Wedemeyer as the new women's soccer coach prior to this season. The Virginia native has a wealth of knowledge and experience, and our Rhett McGibbon sat down with him to learn more in our latest Go Talks.
Well, Coach, thanks for stepping on in here and having a coffee with us. Tell me this, Central Virginia, not really a soccer hotbed. How did you get into the sport of soccer?
Well, really, when I was growing up in Roanoke, it was not that popular. You had Richmond, Virginia Beach area, Northern Virginia. It was flourishing in those areas, and so we didn't have a lot of respect back in the Southwest Virginia part of the state, which was actually a good thing because when I was coming through, a number of my teammates and I, we played with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder and something to prove every time we went out to play. And little by little, the game really kind of grew, and now, you know, the state is fantastic for both boys and girls soccer.
So you played 4 years of soccer at the college level, the last name Wedemeyer. Did you have a good nickname, like Weeds or anything like that?
It depended on the team.
Okay.
But no, not too much on the nickname. You know, with my sister was called Weedy all the time, but that didn't catch on with me so much. But you know, it was. There were some great guys, and you played, and especially in some of my time, I got to play with some international guys, and it was really a neat experience to see the game from a different perspective going through that time.
You've got a young family, and you're a coach, and it's a time-consuming job. How do you integrate both aspects? Do you have the girls involved in your personal life to a degree?
Yeah, I think that one of the main philosophies of the program that I built at South Dakota State and now want to kind of carry over here to Liberty is this family atmosphere, that we want the two to be seamless and as much as possible, that we want to be involved in the players' lives and helping them holistically grow and develop, which means that sometimes you're kind of a parent. And then at the same time, you want your family, my wife and kids, to be a part of that team atmosphere as well. And I think that, little by little, that's really coming to the forefront. And I think both of them appreciate it. I think the kids love being a part of something different and bigger than themselves and connecting with Liberty. And I think our girls really love being around the family and the kids at the same time.
You have a ton of experience in taking a group from the ground up. But when you look at Liberty, they've already been successful within their conference. How do you take that next step to being a team that can make noise at the NCAA tournament?
Well, it is. It's a great thing, and it's a very hard thing to come in, and it's the third coach in a year. So you're changing things on the players again, changing the system, changing the culture slightly, and trying to get the best out of them in a different way. And so it's been, there's been some challenges to it, of course, like anywhere that change. People are resistant to it at a degree, and especially when you've had success. There's less reason in their minds that why do we need this change? But I think little by little, the players are starting to buy into the reality that we can be even more. We can be even better. We can be, as we've used the term, kind of that city on the hill, that shining example of what a Christian, hardworking, gritty, tenacious, all-in, passionate soccer team can be, and that when we play, we're serving an example of doing and competing, but doing it the right way. And so that's been really exciting to try to bring this to Liberty and bring it to the program that has had so much success.
Now, when you think of the game of soccer, they describe it as the beautiful game. For yourself, when you think of soccer, is there an aspect of the sport that gets you emotional much? What is the little detail about the game of soccer that you personally love so much?
I think that the thing that I love about the game, which is wonderful but also very frustrating as a coach, is it's really a player's game. You can do all the pre-training you want and practice the way that you expect and run plays up and how you want them to do it. But once the whistle blows, it really becomes a player's game. There are no timeouts. You can't call in a play from the sidelines. There's no quarterback looking over to try to figure out what play to call because you've got 8 coaches deciphering the defensive formation and giving you the best decision. They have to make those decisions on their own. So one of the most gratifying pieces is when you train something and the players are able to make quality decisions because of what you've developed in them so that they can be successful. And that's probably the thing that most excites me on the field.
Well, Coach, great getting to know you, and thanks for taking the time.
Thanks so much.
Well, Rhett got to ask the questions in that piece. Now he'd better have the answers. It's time for Warm, Hot, and Fuego. Top 3 athletic performances in the past week. Rhett, get us going. Warm it up a little bit. What do we got?
Warming up on the season, Gabby Farrow, women's soccer. This young lady, goal and an assist in her last game, which was huge for her. She now has 3 goals on the campaign. I was thinking about her, last year, so proficient in goal scoring. This year, I think coaches are really coaching to her game because she was the main offensive threat. Now they're like, all right, when you look at the game plan, we got to take her away some way, which has opened up more room for Habuda. But it's nice to see Gabby kind of get on the scoreboard. Big South tournament play right around the corner, so she's going to have to be good. And I think you're going to see Noble, Habuda, and Farrell really just kind of take charge and ownership. And I'm hoping 3 for 3 would be so sweet for these young ladies, kind of ending, for Noble and for Habuda, it's going to be their last kick at the can here. So hopefully they can do it.
Of course, we all remember Gabby's clutch goal in the conference championship game last year to send them on to the NCAA tournament. All right, from warm now, who you got for hot?
Hot. First time on the show. Welcome Jill Bolton of the Field Hockey. Welcome on into WEF. This young lady, she's a freshman, Big East Freshman of the Week. She's a tall young lady, and she's getting it done. Tied for the lead in team assists with 5, but had 2 goals and 2 assists in their last 2 games against Providence and then Duke, which is one of the top teams in the country. And they lost.
So close.
I know, again in overtime, it's a killer, but they're going to get it. They're soon enough. This young lady, I think she's just another one of the building blocks of the future, because we lost the Barr sisters. They're moved on. And so you've got this young talent coming in, and I think she's going to be a main piece for the Flames moving forward. And she's starting to get it here towards the end of the season. The offense is starting to come a bit more.
And welcome once again to Warm, Hot, and Fuego, first appearance. All right, finally, in Fuego, your pick this week. Not in a winning effort, but the performance still impressive.
It got kind of covered over by the loss, unfortunately, but Buckshot Calvert just throwing straight fire this last week, man. 5 touchdowns for him, and just, he was picking guys out. Now, always want to give credit where credit's due. The wide receivers had some nice catches.
Big time play. That one right there from B.J. Farrell.
Exactly. That was just a leaping grab. It was just finesse. But, the fact that he got 5 touchdowns in this game, and then he's so close to breaking a record. He has 21 now. He's only 2 away from breaking,
Bill Basso.
Yes, thank you. And Justino's record. That's what I was going for there. So just great work by him on the air, and hopefully next game he can just continue it against Gardner-Webb, and I'm sure the Flames will get back in the winning column.
Yeah, great sophomore campaign for Buckshot. He has continued to be an explosive weapon along with those receivers down the field.
100%.
All right, when we come back, we wrap up the show. We hope you'll stick with us. You're watching Game On.
We the people. We are innovators, dreamers, leaders. Yeah, we feel pain. We get tired, but it won't stop us. God's call is our pursuit, and we will champion His name.
You might have heard some things about Liberty University, like how we're just a little Christian school in the middle of nowhere. And there's nothing to do here. I mean, come on. You know us. Boring.
Boring?
Yeah. They say we don't work as hard, think as hard, try as hard.
I object.
The truth is, well, we might surprise you.
Welcome to Liberty University.
We are so glad that you are here.
We hope that while on campus,
you will experience God's goodness and recognize His abundant blessings and faithfulness.
From our thriving academics with over 200 programs
and our close-knit community to our state-of-the-art facilities and residence halls.
You will see that the Lord is integrated into each part of this university.
Fun and excitement also await you here as you attend football games,
basketball games,
concerts,
campus community,
convocation 3 times each week,
and much more, while developing relationships that will last a lifetime.
Each of us has a different path during our time here,
but we have at least one thing in common.
Not leaving this university the same as when we came.
I love this school.
I love this school.
I love this school, and I hope you will too.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
At Liberty University, we believe in helping people reach their goals, and our online programs are no different. That's why we recognize the work you've already put into an education or a career. Transfer up to 75% of previous academic credits and get class credit for work experience in nursing, business, the military, or many other fields. With 8 start dates per year, you can begin whenever you're ready. Get your Liberty University degree from one of our hundreds of online programs in less time than you think.
This is Liberty University, the world's largest Christian university. Want to come visit us? Well, you're in luck. Homecoming is a perfect opportunity for alumni, families, and newcomers to participate in the game day experience. At College for a Weekend, you get to hear from speakers, go to classes, and attend our weekend concert. Ring in the new year with us at Winterfest. Spend the day snowboarding at Snowflex, rock climbing, or at the Artist Q&A, then rock out at night with the top Christian artists. With so many ways to visit our campus, why aren't you here already?
Welcome on back to the show. It'll about do it for us this week, about out of time, but want to remind you, as always, hit us up on social media at GameOnLU, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole deal.
Yeah, check out our website as well, GameOnLU.com. All our features are there.
And you'll want to join us next week, a first look at the Liberty men's basketball team on the court against VCU. Join us for that. He's Rhett. You already saw Bobby. I'm Matt. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.